Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Evening Show right here on Smash FM here on this Friday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go across to our friends over in the US. We're heading to Florida in particular. And of course, we've got a very special guest on the show because she is a music artist herself. She joins us right now. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. What's up, Will? Yes, I'm in Florida and I'm super happy coming on here and doing my second feature ever for Australia. So thank you for having me.
No worries. Well, obviously, for everyone out there, I'll get you to introduce yourself and tell us how's it been like at the start 2021?
The start of 21 is definitely looking up. Everybody who I don't know, my name is Kirstie Kraus. I do country music, and my own sound is kind of like a rock, blues, funk version of that. But we normally travel around the country. Obviously, 2020 looked a little different, but now that we're into 2021, we are down in sunny Florida, kind of skipping winter, and we have 21 dates. So we're really going to be focusing as keeping up with the shows and making up for some of the lost times and just doing acoustic shows outside where it's safe. But that's what it looks like right now. I do have about 6 festival dates that have carried over into this year, which I'm looking forward to, and one of them being in May, but we're still kind of, all in the wings trying to see if they're going to officially have it right now. But I don't want to wait to not be on stage. So we're going to try to just book as many small acoustic shows as we can.
Of course, you start touring this weekend. Of course, for everyone out there, that obviously starts Saturday our time over here. You must tell us a bit about where you're going for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we are in the Tampa area, Sarasota, and Bradenton Beach, all right, kind of in the center of the island. And this is our third tour in Florida. So every time we come down, we kind of expand the shows, expand the people that we know, and it's just been so much fun. Thankfully, my aunt Terry James lives down here, and she has allowed us to come down with the doggies. This is doggy number 1, and the other one's over on the other couch. But yeah, Jesse and I also tour with another country rock artist in Nashville, Jessie Lopez, and she's willing to have us all come down here, stay at her place, and travel to all these different venues. This weekend, luckily, we're going to be at a place called Floridays on Friday, which will be in Melbourne Saturday. And Floridays is a brand new establishment that's a part of Margaritaville and the Compass hotels. So it's kind of like the first, hopefully, of many traveling to the different chains of Margaritavilles.
Now, you mentioned you're in Tampa, which is funny enough, the home of the Super Bowl this year, which is coming up next weekend, your time. I guess, are you planning to stay in the Tampa area for another week to get to the Super Bowl? And are you performing at all on Super Bowl weekend?
Yeah, this is great. I'm so excited. Obviously, being from Wisconsin, I would have loved for the Packers to be in the Super Bowl. We were down at a local Packer bar watching the game. I had my cheese head on, and unfortunately we lost. We lost to the Buccaneers, the Tampa Buccaneers. But it is kind of cool that they are going to have, a home team at the Super Bowl. I don't even know when the last time. They were saying it's been a while that that's happened.
Never.
So you bet your bottom we are going to drive to Tampa, and we don't have any shows that particular day of the Super Bowl. I left it open on purpose, but we're going to go bust. We're going to go set up our little, table and play our guitars and just meet the people and have our stuff if people want to get a card and check out our music from there, because we're playing in that area, so it would be dumb, I think, if we didn't go over there and just celebrate with everybody. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. My parents are actually going to be flying into town to join us for just under 2 weeks, and they're going to be in town for that as well.
Now let's I guess turn back to, I guess, the music side of things. Now, obviously, 2020 wasn't great for everyone, including over there in the US, where the pandemic is taking hold at the moment. I guess, what did you do to, I guess, keep yourself motivated to hopefully get back to where you now doing a lot of live performances on stage in person?
Such a great question. It was a really weird thing because normally in February and March, I am heavy on the computer booking shows. But of course, nobody wanted to talk about what was going on with live music. It was a very weird time. So right away, I was like, okay, I'm going to use this time to, instead of book shows and reach out to venues, I'm going to reach out to brands. And so I really used that time to still do the emails, to still do that kind of work and the, introductions on Instagram. But I introduced myself to a lot of brands in the UK, and just meeting people online. I did a lot of like collaborations for live streams. So we started going live every Thursday. And then we also created a thing called Streamfest. We just called it Streamfest USA. And every single month, we were doing 8 to 10 artists, sometimes 12 different artists that would come onto our stream and perform. And that was all to raise money for local restaurants in Nashville. And then one of them we expanded to Denver. But yeah, just to keep the venues that have restaurants and also live music alive. And we were just donating money to them. So I kept myself busy.
I guess now going into 2021, obviously you're currently on the road at the moment on tour. I guess, what are your plans beyond this tour in 2021?
Yeah, so I currently have 3 singles out of the upcoming record that I'm going to be dropping this year. So despite everything, come July, I just started releasing the music from the record. I was like, I can't wait any longer. I've worked so hard on this project. It's ready. And people want music. Let's get the music out. So I'm really excited. This record is called Yes You Can, and it will be full length. So it's actually 11 songs. And then anyone who purchases it in a physical copy, it will have the 2 bonus tracks, which are already out digitally, Gotta Do and Delusional. And so I'm just really excited to look forward to the next singles I'm going to release, and then doing the album parties, whether that means virtual or in person. But we'll find a way to still be able to celebrate it.
When did you sort of make the decision to release your album?
Well, I feel like that was many years in the making. Like I started writing for that record for like 2.5, 3 years. And then when I moved to Nashville, I started working on it immediately. So I was, in the process of just building this whole thing that was essentially going to be my first musical resume out in the world, especially in Nashville, and kind of like my stamp on what I want my music to be, and my first resume, really. And so I had been building and working on this thing for a long time, knowing kind of when I was going to start releasing it. But with everything that happened, that delayed it a little bit. But at the same time, I was like, all right, I don't want to wait anymore. I need to get this music out there. And really, that's what kept me going during quarantine, is I was able to deliver, get all the merch done, get all of that kind of stuff done for the project, and then be able to deliver that to my Kickstarter fans that helped fund making the record. So I was delivering little goodie bags with the CD and t-shirts to their house during the quarantine. So a lot of those messages were coming in that April timeframe. And I was like, oh, it kept me seriously going. It kept me going for sure, to get messages of, I just, got your package. And then a message like, I just got to listen to your record. I love it. I love these songs. And yeah, it was definitely a boost to help.
Now, you mentioned about the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, which is one of the places I love over there. I guess, considering what they've gone through, not just a pandemic, they had a bombing, they had a tornado throughout 2020. I guess what was the one thing that made you, I guess, give back to the community that's been hit so hard last year?
That's a great question. Yeah, they like not only all that stuff, but then a local Uber driver just got shot in the neck by a passenger. I feel like it just keeps happening to Nashville, and Nashville was really becoming like the bachelorette, bachelor capital of the states now. I mean, it's becoming another Vegas as far as people coming in to visit. So this year obviously has been very, very different. For me, what triggered it was the tornadoes, and then right after with COVID hitting and just Nashville looking really different, the whole vibe of the city. Even when you go to schedule writing rooms at BMI or ASCAP or any of those publishing companies, they're not open, and they haven't opened back up. I mean, they don't even have employees there right now. So a lot of people are still working virtually from home, and the music industry is just kind of staying back. So Nashville does look really different. And it was after those two events that we were just like, hey, like Nashville's really getting hit. We need to do something. We need to do something online. We need to do what we can, and our thing is music. So let's do music to raise money and give back to these restaurants that are really holding on. They're holding on because they're used to a certain amount of income, and all of a sudden with no travelers or no people that are able to be in these restaurants, it was really hard for a lot of them to stay open.
And I guess, when did that come to that decision? Was it easy to make that decision between you and a lot of the other country music artists, or just music artists in general?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe, like, the community that we have in Nashville is amazing. Like, artists right away when I was asking them were like jumping on the chance to be a part of a virtual benefit. And Jesse being so much the tech side, Jesse Lopez of what we do, really dove in to learn this stuff so we could put together an event like this. And it made it really fun, and it felt really good to give back. And of course, after every show, our first show being in April, we would message the artists and let them know like the amount of money that we raised and where it's going to, and it made them feel really good too.
Let's talk a bit about your music journey. Where did it all start, and why did you choose it?
Yeah, like everyone's music journey, it's never easy. Music's a hard road. You kind of got to know what you're getting yourself into. I firmly believe that music chooses somebody. It's just kind of, it's not necessarily like a choice. You kind of like, it's in your blood, and that's what you're going to do because you love it and you're willing to die for it. So I've given up a lot over the years, a lot growing up, sleepovers, things like that, cousins' weddings because I have a gig or whatever. And it sucks because obviously family is really, really important to me. I'm really close with my family, but sometimes I remember my cousin's wedding in Florida 5 years ago. I still remember this. I had to skip it because I was opening for Terry Clark and Susie Boggess and Pam Tillis, and at a theater in Wisconsin. And so I remember feeling awful, but at the same time, it was a big moment in my career and a really good opportunity. So I pretty much declared I was going to I've been singing, jumping up on picnic tables since I was 2. But I declared I was going to do music when I was 6 on a piece of paper for school. So it was just something that I knew I wanted to do. And ever since then I was in plays and dance and piano, and started songwriting with mentors when I was 12, and started coming to Nashville on regular visits when I was 15, writing with people. So yeah, it's just always been there.
Now, you mentioned that you're from Wisconsin. How hard was it to move from Wisconsin to Nashville?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. It was hard. It was really hard. I'm so close with my family, and it's been amazing the amount of times they have come to visit me and support. So I really do feel like I still see them as often as, maybe not as often, but they really do make effort to come to Nashville and visit, come to big shows. When I played the Bluebird Cafe, they made sure, you know, I called her up and told her, and she's like, great, we're getting off work and we're coming. And they have always been so supportive as far as coming to all sorts of things. So they love visiting Nashville. They love the live music scene, and their support, obviously, it means a lot. Like without that system there, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be in the same position that I am, but I really, really do appreciate them.
Now you must tell us, which part of Wisconsin are you from?
I'm from the greater Madison area. So both my parents were Badgers. They went to UW-Madison. My sister went to UW-Madison. I went to the private school right down the road. But yeah, such a great city, such a booming city. So much nurses, like, you know, a lot of healthcare in the city, lots of tech in the city, like startup tech companies. So I actually worked for a startup tech company for a little bit. I did their HR and admin stuff and accounting for them when I was still in the corporate world. Yeah, I love Madison. I love going back there. I think the next time I'm going up is for Memorial Day weekend, which will be the world's largest brat fest.
Ah.
Yes. Have you had a brat like we eat in Wisconsin? I don't think you have. You'll have to try it. You gotta boil them in beer for 3 hours with onions, and then you throw them on the grill. And then you get your mustard, a little bit of relish, and you are good to go. That's how you tailgate.
Well, I've done tailgate, but I haven't done
awesome.
that part of tailgating.
Oh, so good.
Now,
but yeah, I love Madison. It's really awesome.
Now, tell us any highlights throughout your music journey.
I think anytime, like, I don't want to be sentimental here, but I'm totally am, because I'm a big sap. Literally, the TV makes me cry. But anytime for me, when I'm writing with another artist and we're writing a song for them to cut, and they are totally into it and they want to go and record that song, that's like a big win for me. I think there's nothing more special than writing music and being able to share that with people. Highlights. I've opened for a lot of people. I've opened for like Little Big Town and Jamie O'Neill and Randy Houser, Blake Shelton, Thomas Rhett, like a lot of the big names. So that's always so much fun to be able to do, and especially meet them when they're so down to earth. Like Randy Houser is the best, and I'm opening for him again in May, and we've actually become like, you know, friends on social media. I wouldn't say we're on like a messaging basis, but he's just a great guy. His guitarist was on my entire record, and so yeah, I am just thankful for that whole group being so supportive. But yeah, I think a huge accomplishment for me was going out and finishing this record. I had no idea how many steps and how long it was going to take to really dive in and be a part of every single session and be the executive producer on this record. And we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and so much time, energy, and talent from other people have gone into it. So I 100% can tell you I am so proud of this record, and that's exactly how I wanted to feel when I was done with the project, wrapped it in a bow, have it in physical form. So that's a huge accomplishment for me.
Now, what does the music scene mean to you now?
The music scene it's everything. I literally, like, by the time I get up to sleep, I'm doing some sort of music activity. A lot of people ask, you know, what are your hobbies? And I do take time away to do like yoga, or today we walked to the beach, got a little bit of sun. But of course, I got a phone call while we were walking the beach. Like I'm constantly working, but I love it. Like I love The climb, I love how no matter what, like you finish a song, you do this, there's always something else that you got to do. There's always the next thing. And I love that about it. For me, music is a life choice. So I plan to, by the time I am ready to just have grandbabies and kick it in my fur. I want to have multiple records out there. I want to just be able to put out as much music as humanly possible in my lifetime. Well, I will tell you, I do want to play the Opry. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. I cannot wait till that moment happens, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it would also be an honor to be named Next Women of Country. So we're just going to keep working and put our faith in everything. And I know it's going to happen.
You just said to me before we came on that you actually had an Australian fan messaging you before. For our Australian listeners and fans of yours, they're dying to know, when are you coming to Australia?
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I just brought on a booking agent in October, and he is already having conversations with some festivals over there. So we are looking at 2022, and I'm taking names. I'm looking at what other artists are doing. I'm sending all the information over to him. And my fan Lois, shout out, love you. She's been so helpful on sending over information on what artists are doing, who are the artists that are really working over there, so I can get myself immersed in where to be. Yeah, where to perform, so when we come out, we'll have a full trip.
Well, hopefully Melbourne's in your itinerary.
Yes. So. I've heard it's so beautiful. I've had a couple of friends travel over there for a lengthy time, and I cannot wait to be able to do so myself. I've heard it's beautiful.
That's good. Well, let us know when you do come over here, because we'd love to meet you in person.
Yes.
And hopefully
that would be great.
And hopefully do another interview like this, because when that happens. Now I have to ask, for anyone that should get involved in music, what will be your advice to them?
Ooh, I think, I definitely don't release music and expect it to be heard or picked up. That the day that you release music is the day that you work that much harder as far as reaching out to people and just telling everyone to listen to your song. Don't be afraid to share your art and your craft and send out those emails. I tend to give myself a goal to reach out to 30 or 40 people a day, and whether that means I'm getting back to an email now, because a lot of times I'm more in responsive mode, but yeah, just be like reaching out, just introduce yourself, send your music out. Nobody's gonna hear it if you don't do it. And if anybody gives you, if they're like, I want to help for free, I am excited about what you're doing, take that help. Whether find something for them to do. If they're willing to help you and if they're that excited about what you're doing, say yes and figure it out what they can do.
Now let's finish up with a couple lighthearted questions. Firstly, okay. Do you have an embarrassing moment on stage?
Oh yeah, I feel like the amount of times I've been on stage, it'd be impossible if I didn't have an embarrassing moment. I swear I chipped my tooth on my wireless mic because I tend to move. I am doing all sorts of movements. And there's a video of me on my YouTube page of me doing a live show, and you can see I'm just in my own little world. And I had the mic here and I turned my head and I went like this and I nailed my tooth, and I swear I chipped it. I just chipped it. And then I probably shouldn't share this, but recently we were playing at a funny venue in Nashville, which you guys, any of you coming to visit Nashville, it's called When Pigs Fly. Yes, super cool venue. Yes. But they have this dog, okay? And this giant dog likes to hump. Do you know about this? Is that why you're laughing? You've heard this. So this dog came up to me on stage, and I could have swore it was going for Jesse. And the dog mounts my shoulders, because that's how big it is, and it starts humping me from behind while I am singing. And I can tell you that has never happened to me in my life. I was so uncomfortable. And like the owner came up and he was trying to get him off to get him to stop. And it was, yeah, I don't think I finished the song at that point. I couldn't.
Yes, I've been there and I've seen it.
You have been there?
Yeah, I've been there and I've seen it.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're like known for that. They're like known for that or something. I should have known. I wish the dog would have went for Jesse, because he was right next to me on stage, but no, he had to come to me. Oh, I didn't know what to do. I did not know what to do. So yeah, I can cross that off the bucket list.
Oh
man.
Now, have you ever forgotten a lyric to a song?
Yes. I remember singing a Miranda Lambert song. I believe it was Kerosene, and this was with a full band that I was, the band was called Country Twist at the time. I was in college, and I blanked. Like a lot of times, like I say, I go into my own little world, and I wasn't thinking about the lyrics. I'd sang that song so many times. And in the line, because I blanked on the lyrics, what came out of my mouth was "the early bird gets the worm." And I kid you not, it worked. It worked in the syllables, but that was definitely like not the line in her song. And I kind of like looked at the guitar player and I was like, what just happened? Why did I just sing that? I don't know. But it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you're introducing yourself to your fans over there, have you ever forgotten the location that you perform in and you accidentally say a completely different location?
Will, how do you know all that stuff about me? Okay.
Oh, no, yes. I really don't know. I'm just asking.
Okay, I think the spectrums happened to me, all right? But yes, I was in Wisconsin, and we just crossed over the border to Illinois. So we were in a beautiful winery. The place was packed with chairs everywhere. And this was, last September. So not this last September, the one before that. And it was just so gorgeous. But I had forgotten that we crossed the border. So I was talking and addressing the audience like we were in Wisconsin. And I was doing the whole, like, if anybody knows, the Packers and the Bears in football are very big rivals. So I was like, my first show, back in Wisconsin. And I was like, go Packers. And finally someone came up and walked up to the tent. And mind you, our tent on the front side said Belvedere, Illinois, or South Beloit, Illinois. That's what it was. And they were like, hey, so you're doing great, but like just so you know, you're in Illinois. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Thank you, whoever your name is. It was really embarrassing. And I couldn't figure out, why the response when I was saying those things wasn't as big as I hoped. Well, it was because we weren't in Wisconsin. We were in Illinois.
Oh, no.
That was not too long ago.
Oh.
I hope you don't have any other embarrassing things that I've done, because I feel like all of this has definitely happened to me.
I'll finish off this last two, which is, do you have a pre-performance or gigs superstition or ritual?
Yeah, on the day of gigs, I make sure to warm up. I have like a 27-minute warm up tape, and I have a couple different ones, but I do one for sure. And that normally happens actually in the morning, like so way before gig time. And then I kind of have a lot of rituals. I do the whole like I like jump for like 20 minutes in the morning to get all of this just like clear and making sure that you're staying healthy. So they say it's really good to jump about 20 minutes a day. So I do that, and then I drink a ton of water, and yeah, work out, do some yoga, or do some stuff from this new Fit On app that Julian Huff is a part of. And then, yeah, I think by the time I get to, like, when we're on our way to the show, I normally stay pretty quiet. Like, it's almost like I'm conserving my energy, because I know as soon as we step foot out of the car and start meeting people and, you know, doing the whole thing that we're working. So a lot of times I take 20 minutes before the show to just kind of like be still and be quiet and conserve energy and kind of focus again.
It is that time, of course, of the interview that we do a live performance with one of the music artists. Of course, we've got Kirstie Kraus there, joins from Florida, and of course, she's now going to perform her latest single from the album, of course, coming up, of course, and of course that single is Silver. Take it away.
I know we ain't perfect. You're the best thing I ever had, but it ain't working. If there was a magic pill I knew could heal this hurt, I would drop a couple mil. Break nights in my head. You see diamonds, I see red. You say I'm never home, but you sound up when I was gone. You try to change me, I'm still the same me. Silver just can't be gone. Yeah. We go round in circles. My mama said, honey, you should be jumping her nose. Love ain't supposed to be this hard. The words we say are drowning us apart. Break nights in my head. You see diamonds, I see red. You say I'm never home, but you sound up when I was gone. You try to change me, I'm still the same me. Silver just can't be gone. You should know better, we can't be together. Silver just can't be gone. You can bring me sugar back. We know how it's gonna taste. Even though I've been and break, still don't mean I'm gonna stay. Can't convince my heart to feel something that ain't real. You try to change me, I'm still the same me. You don't believe me, still just can't be gone. Break nights in my head. You see diamonds, I see red. You say I'm never home, but you sound up when I was gone. You try to change me, I'm still the same me. Silver just can't be gone. You should know better, we can't be together. Silver just can't be gone. You try to change me, I'm still the same me. Silver just can't be gone. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my latest single, Silver. Go check out the music video. It is on the upcoming album, Yes You Can, which you can purchase on my website via the merch tab. Thank you so much again, Smash FM, for having me. This is Kirstie Kraus coming to you from Florida, but I live in Nashville.
Of course, the last question is for anyone that should follow your music and listen to your music on, obviously, through the music channels and obviously on your website and on social media, how can I go about it?
Yes, everything handles is Kirstie Kraus. So you can check out KirstieKraus.com, KIRSTIE, and then KRAUS, Kirstie Kraus. Yeah, so I'm on Bands in Town. So you could follow me on Bands in Town. You can sign up for the mailing list, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. I keep pretty active just because we're constantly doing things. So feel free to connect wherever you like on social media.
Well, Kirstie, thank you so much for giving up your time to join us on this Thursday afternoon / evening your time. And can't wait to see how it all goes with your tour, of course, in Florida. Let's hope it all goes well, and hopefully we get to see you down here in the land down under, hopefully next year.
The land down under. Oh my gosh, absolutely. It has been such a pleasure and a true honor. Thank you so much, Will, for having me, and I can't wait to share this all out and meet any new Australians. This is awesome. Thank you.
No worries. And that's Kirstie Kraus there, joins there from Florida. Of course, as she mentioned, of course, you could download her latest album, which is out now, of course, through the music channels as well as her website. Of course, you could get her merch as well at her website. Of course, that's KirstieKraus.com for all the details. We'll put all the details up on our social media. There's more on the Smash Evening Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.